One of your first challenges is finding your way around. Synergy has tried to make Denari as intuitive as possible, but we know that there will always be some questions, so let's do a general overview to get you started. We cover specifics in more detail in other videos, but we'll try to give you a running start here. When you first log into Denari, you're presented with the home page. As you can see, it displays a few graphs related to your fundraising. You can always get back to the home page by clicking the home link in the upper left. And speaking of the left side of the page, most of your information is grouped into links on the left. You'll find your names under names, gifts under gifts, pledges link, etc. We'll come back to that in a few minutes. Not all information is found here, however. I'll click the plus sign here at the top, and you can see two columns. The Quick Items column allows you to quickly create new records like appeal codes, fund codes, a new gift batch, etc. The Codes column is where all of your Denari codes are kept. If you need to create a new country, you'll come here. Need to create a new classification? This is where you will find it. When you have some time, take a few minutes to discover everything found here. Now, back to the left sidebar menu. Let's click on Names. This page is called an overview page, and it gives you some options related to names. All of the links in the left sidebar menu have an overview page like this related to their topic. Click on Name List Management to see your list of name records. The names are displayed in groups with navigation buttons at the bottom. We can move to the next page of gifts by clicking that link. You also have a scroll bar here on the right to slide down the list to the bottom of the page. By default, the names are shown in account number order, with the highest number being at the top, but you can change the order in the order field on the right. For example, we could change the order of the list temporarily by selecting last name. Denari will reorder them and put them in alphabetical order by last name. Most of the time, you will not want to scroll through your names one by one. It is much more efficient to search for the name you want, and there are two ways to do that. In the top left, we have a search field, and it's set to basic by default. Type any portion of a name in that field, and it will find any name record that has that value anywhere in the record. Sometimes that may return too many records, so you can click on Advanced and narrow your search. For example, you can type the person's last name in the like value field and find only name records with that last name. You have 4 fields to search by here by default, but you can click a drop down and change to other fields. You can also combine them to narrow your search even further. Putting a last name in that field and a first name in this field will cause the search to return more specific results. Once you have the list narrowed down, you may want to examine the record a little more closely. Click a plus sign on any one of the name records to get more information. Once you have the one you want, click on it to go to that name page. This page displays the basic information about this name record. However, we find some additional links on the right. Each of these holds more information about this name. For example, we could click the Alt Addresses link to add an additional address for this name record. At the top right, we have a Quick Actions section that gives us links that allows us to perform some functions related to this name record. Many of the pages in Denari have a right sidebar that offers options like these when appropriate. While we're here, let's notice the 7 icons at the top. Some of these are pretty self-explanatory. First is Save, the little diskette. Notice when I pass my cursor over the icon, it shows me a shortcut method for saving from the keyboard. In this case, it is Alt-S. This method works in most browsers, however some may restrict its use. Next is the lookup button. Clicking that is a quick way to get back to the list of names. Third is undo. It will take you back one step prior to saving the record, but once you've saved it, undo can't help you. The plus sign allows you to add a new name record. And the next button is delete, and it may or may not be there for a specific name record. Denari will not allow you to delete a name record with GIFs. So if a name record you're looking at has GIFs attached, you will not see the delete button. Next, you might think that the printer icon will print this page. However, it is actually printing a standard report that includes some of the information about this name record. You'll retrieve that report from your inbox, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. And then the last button, the wrench, is the Customize button. This is a big topic that will be covered in its own video. Now, let's go back to the left sidebar. We won't cover each of these in deep detail because they all have their own videos, but there are a few that need more explanation. It's also helpful to know that your version of Denari may not have all of the links you see here. For example, if you're not using the missionary module or the network feature, you won't see those when you log in. You will only have what you need. Correspond means correspondence and refers to all types of statements that go out to your donors. So here you see end of year tax statements, pledge statements, thank you receipts, etc. This is where you go to send information to your donors. Reports, on the other hand, refer to information for internal use. Almost all types of reports are grouped here. Clicking the link gives us another list. This list attempts to group Denari reports into logical groupings. Again, we can go into more detail on this in other videos, but it's good to know that almost all of your reports will be found here. Denari has a third-party report writer available called Izenda. Clicking the report builder link here on the left will take you to that page. It's a fairly large page and takes a little bit of time to load, and it will load in an additional tab in your browser. Izenda is a huge topic that will be covered in another video, but it's helpful to know that you have the ability to create fairly customized reports when the standard reports just won't do. Now let's move to the top bar. Next to the logo, we find a quick name search, and it is just that. Type a name here and hit enter, and it will find any record with that name. It could be a gift, a contact record, a name record, a pledge, etc. Moving to the right, we've already talked about the plus sign. Next to that is the inbox. Many Denari reports will show up here after they have processed. For example, if you run thank you receipts for a batch, Denari will process those reports and put them in your inbox in PDF form. You will see the link here. Click on it, and they'll open in Adobe Acrobat or any other program you have installed on your computer for PDFs. You can then print them from there. If it's an Excel file, they'll open in Excel. Next is the message box. This is covered in more detail in the video on tech support, but this is where your replies from tech support can be found. Further to the right, we have the gear icon with the company name. This page provides most of the admin functions for Denari. In the Power Tools column, we find things like assign, suppress receipts, close pledges, purge names. They are things that are mass changes to your data for the most part. Take a few minutes to review this page when you have some time. The last item on this page is the Help button. You'll find the Help link that will take you to the training videos, the Suggestion link where you can enter suggestions for Denari for the future, and the Support link where you can get tech support. There is a video there with more detail on tech support. And finally, we have one fun thing for Denari. We'll click the gear icon, and from the My Account column, we'll choose Change Themes. If you get tired of the dark blue, click the drop down here and choose another theme. We'll be adding more as time goes on, but for now, you can make a basic change. I like soft blue. Click the Change Theme link on the right, and you'll have a slightly different look, at least until you get tired of that one. This concludes this navigation video. If you have any questions, please contact tech support through the support button found under Help in the upper right.